So I just
I have the AI.
wanted to remind everybody to please make sure you stay until the very end, not because we have additional giveaways, because I've heard people ask me how to get to continuing education. So if you order contact hours, I apologize. So if you were not here this morning, make sure you stay, because you will not get your contact hours if you didn't listen to my instructions again this afternoon. So with the generosity of all of our 8 speakers, they have agreed to share their PowerPoint with all of you. You will just have to wait until that information is posted on our website where you have the speaker information. So can we give our speakers a hand for agreeing to do this? So I am very big on proprietary, you guys. I just want to make sure that if you use any of the information provided by the speakers, that you actually acknowledge the information that they provide to you. Okay? It's just, I think it's fair that if you're going to use some of their information and you lift it from their PowerPoint, that you use it as such. But we want everybody to... Oh, I just love it. I just love it. I still have that magic touch, right, Jenalyn? A former student of mine. Yeah. Okay, so as I said, the PowerPoint presentations will be available and then to all of you, but please make sure you acknowledge the information coming from our speakers. They are all very professional, and I'm sure you don't want anybody to steal your thoughts and ideas, so they should be able to quote you and cite you. So just a very quick one. Can I please ask all the nursing students that are in the room to please stand up? Don't be shy. You don't have to be a nursing student, because one of my students who's public health is also here. Yeah, all nursing students. When I say nursing students, you could be a graduate student also, not only the BSN. Okay, so let's give all our nursing students a hand, please. They are learning a lot from all of our speakers and from each of you. We are role modeling what it's like to be, truly what it's like to be a future nurse, because they will be our future leaders. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm going to ask Dr. Marife Aczon-Armstrong to lead us to our very last presentation. This is very important. After all, when we leave this room, we will all be servant leaders. Right? Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Edna Monroe, and the rest of the PNA Planning Committee for inviting me to have this platform to share with you my journey as a person, as a mother, as a nurse educator, and as a Fulbright scholar. And a special thanks to Hailu Navarrete with the Global Nursing Interchange for sponsoring my travel. And looks like we made it. Thank you all for hanging in there and waiting for me to share with you my journey. Once in a while I'm gonna stay here because I have a lot of new concepts that I wanted to share with all of you. So aloha and mabuhay. So all of my nursing degrees were from here in Hawaii. I was born and raised in the Philippines in Binawanan, Rizal, and moved to Hawaii when I was 16 years old, right after college. And I lived here in Honolulu, Hawaii for over 45 years and then moved to Las Vegas in 2016. I'm now called a transplant from Hawaii. So I've been away for 7 years and I'm really happy to be back in the islands, and I know I'm gonna be back in maybe 5 more years, I don't know. But it's good to be back in the islands. I'm so grateful for this invitation to have this ideal platform to share with you my journey, and I'm so humbled and honored to be standing here in front of you. But I wanted to first share this poem that inspired me in my journey in the undergraduate nursing at Hawaii Pacific University and my Master's of Counseling Psychology at Chaminade University of Honolulu, and my Master's in Nursing and PhD in Nursing with a focus on research and education at University of Hawaii. Please indulge me by reading it, and you can read it along with me, loudly or quietly or however you want it. And I hope it will also inspire you as it did inspire me. Our dreams are defined by our hearts. Our future is designed by our dreams. Just follow your heart and do your best, and all the potential within you is sure to be realized. So I wanted to ask you to, for the last time, stand up. I know. And I want you to empower each other. Turn to someone and tell that person, you have great potentials.
You have great potential.
You have great potential.
And you're realizing it.
Everybody has potential.
Okay, are you empowered enough? Did you empower someone?
Let's go, Tracy.
Okay, you may have a seat. Thank you. These are our objectives. I say our objectives during my presentation. You know, I have this mantra when I welcome our incoming cohorts at Roseman University College of Nursing. I always share my 3 Ps. Okay, now, they're not the ones you're thinking about diabetes. Rather, they're passion, purpose, and perseverance. Everyone in this room must have a passion to serve others. This is why you became a nurse. Passion alone is not enough. You must have a purpose with that passion. To have meaning in everything you say, you do, and think. And to never give up. You need to persevere to reach your goal. I love to light a fire in everyone's passion. In myself, in my students, in my colleagues, my friends, my family. Now it's up to them to follow up with that fire, right? And besides having someone to put a fire in your passion, you also need a support system to survive and persevere. For me, myself, my family, the Aczon family, my colleagues from the Asian American Pacific Islander Nurse Association of Hawaii and Nevada, and of course, my church. These are my sisters and brothers at, at Calvary Chapel, Green Valley, when we went to Israel this past March of 2023. Very thankful that we were able to go, considering what's happening now in that country, very unrest. So I say, God, thank you for allowing me to step on the Holy Land. Besides our family, our friends, our spiritual sisters and brothers, we also need community partners. It is not always easy to access communities, especially the indigenous population, namely the Native Hawaiians, the Native Americans alike, because they are suspicious because of their history in losing their land. So these are my perspective on my community partners locally, nationally, and globally. And I'm also going to focus a little bit about my experience as a Fulbright scholar, and somebody asked, what's that? The Fulbright program is actually a law in the United States. It's a bill that Mr. William Fulbright had proposed and has been going on for many, many years. It's a partnership with foreign countries who are in need of expertise of US scholars. And I just so happened to be appointed in 2014 to 2018, and decided to apply again and got reappointed for 4 more years, 2021 to 2025. So the theme, this is my Fulbright journey. This is the Blessed Africa team from Kailua Community Church that I joined my first mission trip in Uganda, Africa. And during our trip, I saw this purple bus. I love purple. So we were walking down one of the orphans who we support to continue higher education at Uganda Christian University toured us on campus, and we were walking and I saw in the corner of my eye this purple bus. When we went back to Kailua and we gave our testimony, I emailed the Vice Chancellor of Uganda Christian University and I told him, I want to teach in your school. 2 days later, they told me to apply for Fulbright. Fast forward, I flew in again to Uganda as a Fulbright visiting professor for Uganda Christian University, teaching in the master's program with nurse education track, and it's been going on every year since 2014, except during the COVID. And I went back again this past May, and I have 19 students, started with cohort 4, and this cohort that I taught this year is cohort 13. So that's how long I've been going on. Thank you. And if you're interested to find out about Fulbright, please let me know, and I'll be gladly walk you through how to put in your application. It's rigorous, but if I can do it, you can do it.
That's right.
I was so excited when Hailu invited me, and I said sure, and I wasn't even sure what am I going to present. And then I found out the theme of the conference is Emerge. Excellence, mentorship, engagement, resilient, growth, empowerment. I love that the theme started with excellence, which is an ultimate goal in nursing. To me, the process of excellence starts with empowerment. When we empower others, they start to grow and believe in themselves. When we help build their confidence because we empower them. As we empower someone, we help them grow. Resilience naturally occurs when we are consistent with empowerment. Empowerment is just not today or tomorrow. It is an ongoing process. A key to empowerment is growth and resilience and engagement. Somebody talked about engagement earlier. Wow, we have really phenomenal speakers earlier, and Dr. Clarita said, wow, we have phenomenal speakers. And I said, please wait until I present, then you can say that we're all phenomenal. It truly is, because, wow, it's all connected together. We can't possibly empower someone if we are not engaged. It is what we call building rapport. The whole process from empowerment to helping one grow with resiliency and being engaged all the time is what can be summed up as mentorship. Resilience is not always good or desirable, as you can see that sprout right there. In any time, it can be run over by a car or a bicycle or motorcycle or anything. So that was my walker. Resilience is not always good and desirable. Let me ask you this big question. Do you consider yourself a mentor?
Yes.
Do you consider yourself a leader?
Yes.
Do you consider someone as your mentor?
Yes.
Very good. Excellent. So I'm not talking about positions, ranks, just simply mentorship. You don't have to be a president or CEO or a professor to be a mentor or a leader. You can be a housewife or a simple office worker to become a mentor to someone. In the nursing profession, a mentor could be your financial advisor. Because, be honest, we are not taught how to manage our money in nursing. And that's why some of us went back and got our MBA, right? But when I was a nurse at QMC, the social workers were my mentors. By the way, they don't know this. They just go in the patient's room in 5 minutes, they come out and they got all of this information about the patient. I think they use the principle of emerge when they deal with people. And I think that they also do the ADPI, assess, diagnose, plan, and implement and evaluate of how are we going to help this patient. Some will talk about resilience. Some grow in unique situations, like this palm tree, right? It's almost uprooted from the ground, yet it is flourishing, yet it is surviving. So Walker pointed out that there is a confusion in regard to the terms robustness and resilience. Robustness is generally taken to mean the ability to resist a disturbance by not changing, which is quite different from the idea of resilience as changing and adapting in response to a disturbance. Resilience is oftentimes associated with saying bouncing back, and resilience is in fact the ability to adapt and change, to reorganize while coping with disturbance, and it is all about changing in order not to be changed. I'm hoping that I will quickly, in 10 minutes, okay, that I will be able to quickly tell you these three concepts: service learning, servant leadership, and global health. Servant leadership is a timeless concept and was first coined by Robert K. Greenleaf in The Servant as Leader, an essay that is first published in 1970. The servant leader is a servant first, so let me read to you what he says. It begins with a natural feeling that one wants to serve first. Then conscious choice brings one to aspire to lead. The person is sharply different from one who is a leader first, perhaps because of the need to assuage an unusual power drive or to acquire material possessions. The leader first and the servant first perhaps are two extreme types. Between them, there are shadings and blends that are part of the infinite variety of human nature. A servant leader focuses primarily on the growth and well-being of people and the communities to which they belong. While traditional leadership generally involves the accumulation and exercise of power by one at the top of the pyramid, servant leadership is different. The servant leader shares power, puts the needs of others first, and helps people develop and perform as highly as possible. So the servant leadership and global health and service learning is really a foundation of understanding which emphasizes on the growth and development. It's a experiential learning pedagogy in which students participate in activities that incorporate response to the community needs, collaboration among healthcare professionals with meaningful service, reflection, institutional commitment. And SG, or service learning, regardless of location, domestic or international, have benefits for nursing students to increase their cultural competence. And I'm going to jump right into global health. So the goals of the Global Health or International Mission Trip is to increase the number of undergraduate students who are committed to global health efforts through medical mission trips to serve the underserved population in foreign countries. Also, to develop a replicable curriculum that provides didactic education and experiential training to global healthcare needs of population or poor countries. And lastly, enhancing practicing registered nurses' abilities to address various population health outcomes and public health needs of underserved population. I can stand here and talk about my passion until I turn blue, or my favorite color, purple. But the bottom line is, what really matters is positive outcomes. What came about with me lighting a fire in the passion of the faculty and students. So during the yearly annual Roseman University Research Symposium, I was able to co-author some abstract which was accepted for poster presentation. On one of them, I co-authored with Dr. Manas Mandal, who is also a Fulbright scholar. And we wrote about what it means to be a Fulbright scholar, which is a life-changing experience. I also co-authored with Dr. Romino Bermundo a poster about the impact of COVID-19 on vulnerable population and the role of social support. And with my colleague at Roseman University, after our trip to Uganda, Africa in 2019, we kind of talk about the vulnerability during the pandemic and how much our vulnerable population had suffered because they were already vulnerable before the pandemic. And then our first Student Nurse Association for APINA of Nevada, APINA Rosna and College of Southern Nevada, I put them together, the past presidents of the two SNAs, and we presented a poster about growing leaders during COVID-19 global pandemic and the formation of Minority Student Nurse Association and the impact on minority leadership representation in the nursing workforce. And this is Professor Juliana Morone and I presenting to the College of Pharmacy, College of Dental Medicine, and College of Medicine and College of Nursing about our trip to Uganda and our poster that we presented. And Dr. Rubina Bermundo and I also mentored our nursing research students who presented an excellent group project. And we coached them, and I said, let me tweak your language so that it is fitting for a research symposium, and so they did. And this group of students during the COVID-19 global pandemic presented virtually. They research about telehealth in emergency department and the impact on wait times. So did my lighting the fire under the passion of my student works? It did. So let me just get myself up to par. Oh, it's my last one. I'm gonna challenge you with this one. Ready? Okay. Oi. There are 3 types of people in this world. Those who watch things happen, those who wonder what happened, and those who make things happen. So let's be those people who make things happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Aczon-Armstrong. So this is a good time to ask any questions to Dr. Marifay.
Oh, before you start the question, I just want to plug in that I'm taking 11 students to the Philippines this December for our Philippine Islands medical mission trip to my hometown in Binoan, Rizal. Questions, comments? Who wants to go with me?
Yes, right. Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah, if you're interested about the Fulbright, please let me know. Oh, you have a question?
Yes, let's do that. It's my next project.
Hello.
Not going to school, but food.
I don't have my glasses on. No, it's okay.
You never stop.
After hearing about your full... Oh, can you hear me now? Where is she? I'm right here. Thank you for sharing your experience with Fulbright Scholars. With that, I had a question. I guess for context, for sometimes Indigenous tribes in the mainland and even some Native Hawaiian groups here do hold some apprehensiveness when it comes to people, especially from developed countries, coming to with the offer of educating them, sometimes also in Aboriginal countries wanting to offer to conduct research. I was curious with your experience in Uganda, how did they take to you and the scholars wanting to give them that opportunity? Because while it is
a really promising one. Sometimes they do have that skepticism because of historical implications.
Well, I was very blessed to partner with local Uganda nurses and physicians because of my obedience to be part of the mission trip with Kailo Community Church in 2012-2013. I kind of built rapport with them, and every year that I go as a Fulbright, a visiting professor at Uganda Christian University, I became their family. So that when they see me, they think of me as family, and that I'm not going to harm them, I'm not going to judge them. And I also have a sponsor daughter who I put to nursing school there in Uganda. And I'm hoping I can bring her to College of Southern Nevada, pretty soon. So to answer your question, I think the most important thing is trust. If you build rapport with them, you engage with them, and you really show them by actions that you really care about them, then the trust will develop, and then they will just allow you to serve them. Really, we're serving them. Did I answer your question?
You did. They were all very sweet sentiments too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna ask the president again to give us the certificate for Dr. Aczon-Armstrong, Silido. Oh, sorry. Let's give her a hand. But before that, Benji, you want to come up to the stage? And so this is a little bit of a different perspective. So he will try to take everybody's picture. I don't know how he's going to do that, but he said he can do that from the stage level. Are you able to do that? Can we?